down.
All right, Javier.
Yes, sir.
All right, all right. So I want to go ahead and welcome you back to you have a collect call from, and
Uh,
we're gonna be this is gonna be part six. For your story, I think it
okay.
might take like about 58 parts for us, to get through your whole through your
Yeah,
whole
probably,
story.
huh?
So we still
Shit,
gotta
30 fucking years.
yeah, yeah. So I want to go ahead and thank you, for calling in and sitting down with us and sharing your life story. And
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and hand off the mic to you, and you could go ahead and take out where you left off on our last
Okay.
conversation.
Yeah, I think
All right, I think uh, they might be having some issues with the tablets and whatnot. So hopefully, he it reconnects.
yeah, hopefully that won't,
All right, cool. We're
yeah,
good.
because
I can hear
sometimes
you now.
can you hear me right now?
Yeah,
Is
yeah,
it
yeah.
working right now?
Yeah, we lost you there for
Okay.
a moment.
So, so, so this is what happens. Sometimes we'll be talking, and when everybody calls, like Simon's, like everybody calls when everybody happens to dial at the same time, which is they don't happen too often, but when it does, I can't handle it. It was just straining, and all the calls would drop. And earlier when I called, they dropped right before I called right now. So hopefully it won't do that. Maybe once everybody or people start falling asleep or whatever, and they start just putting the phone away, it won't. I think hopefully it'll be all right. So we'll try it. But so yeah, I think I had just on the last one I said I had gone to committee, man. It was my luck. I was on a committee and some dude that had to get dealt with. He just so happened to be walking in while I was walking out on my jumpsuit to go to committee, so I could get off orientation. So orientation is like where you go and they do like a little meeting with the warden, assistant warden, the captain, lieutenant, sergeants, and the yard cops. Make sure you don't got no enemies, so they can let you go out and let you out in the yard through the program, and then they tell you if they're going to put you in school, vocation, or some kind of program. They're pretty much going to tell you what your program is going to be. So I go there and I'm all sprayed up, man, and then the warden's already getting mad at me and talking all kinds of garbage. Talking about you just got out the hole and you want to come to my prison and fucking start shit. And man, he knows the deal, man. It's not, he knows I didn't come to start shit. He knows that it was just so happened to be that it was, it was me coming out, and that dude was one of the ones that had to get dealt with, and it just happened to be me. It was not like I said, hey, let me out as soon as I seen that dude. So I get there and I'm all sprayed up, and I got lucky. They wanted to give because usually they'll give you a battery. I guess who on a fight, if most of the time they call it a mutual combat if it was like toe to toe and nobody really got fucked up too much, so they'll call it a mutual combat, which is just two people fighting. But if one of them gets like hella real fucked up and like say you just whooping on them and you don't want to stop, it turns into a battery. So that's what they charge me with, a battery. And usually a battery they'll give you like anywhere from like 3 to 6 months. It's nothing. But Warren told me he said, yeah, I'm gonna give you a break. I'm gonna give you a suspended shoe, which is he gave me a shoe term, but I don't have to do it. If I get in trouble again, I'll owe 6 months. So he let me out. He let me back out in the yard, and so I go back into my cell, and then like about 2 hours later, they're calling me to move me to the lower yard. So that prison, most 180s that have three parts, three divisions. They'll have the upper yard, which will be like upper yard. What I mean by upper is like the upper numbers, like 8, 7, 6, and 5, and then the lower yard will be like 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then some have a middle yard. Middle yard will be just either one building or two buildings. The middle yards usually when it's just one or two buildings, that's where they put like people that are like really, 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 really fucking up. They're trying to control you. They're trying to make sure you don't, whatever you're doing, they don't spoil over to the other yards and turn into a big old riot. So yeah, as soon as they called me to move to the lower yard, which I was gonna go to one and in either one or in between 1 or 4 blocks. So on my way over there, something happens. They fucking the yard goes down, and there's a bunch of, it's big old walls. So you don't, there's over there's walls. There's not fences, so you don't get to see what's going on the other side. You could just hear it. There's big old walls. These walls are probably like maybe 15 or 20 feet tall, so you can't even look over them. But it's something serious when all the cops are running, the gooners, the goon squads running in. They're all geared up with the boots, and fucking they drop you on a. I was in a patio, and we had to get down right there, and they cuffed me with the plexi cuffs. The plexi cuffs, them things ain't no joke, man. They're like plastic, like.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
Yeah, so they cuffed me with these plexi cuffs because there was so anytime there's a riot, they don't have enough handcuffs for to cuff everybody. And I was you not, I was cuffed on my stomach, face down, for probably I'm gonna say a good 12 to 13 hours. I mean, my rib cage was numb, my neck was hurting. You don't realize how bad it is, how bad you would think that would hurt. I mean, if you lie face down with your face and your rib cage and your stomach, all that pressure, you could probably do it for an hour or two, but like 13 hours, man, my shit was hurting. You couldn't look back because they were trying to whoop, the cops were trying to whoop on you, and so it was serious. I didn't get to see. I wasn't involved in this riot, but I could hear it. It was going and going and going. They couldn't stop it, and yeah, finally, when they got control of everything, they brought everybody in the cages. I'm still cuffed right there on the patio with maybe 8 people. And finally moved me, since I wasn't involved in the riot, they moved me into the building that I was going to. I was going to one block. And my celly is some Filipino dude. He's running with the Sureños. He was a cool ass cat, and he pretty much he pretty much runs it by me what happened and all that shit. I'm like, man, this is all bad. He's like, yeah, we're looking at least a 7-month lockdown, you know. So I get there, no canteen, no packages, no nothing for 7 fucking months, man. It was fucking ugly. I was starving. Everybody was starving. They weren't running tienda nada. We were just eating whatever they were giving us. But during this time, used to go on a medical, used to go on a law library, used to go on to visits. So everything is under escort and controlled. They were still kicking off. Like any chance you got to come off the handcuffs, or anytime you ran into, it was with the Morenos again. So anytime you get off the handcuffs, it was on site. It was, you have to, it's either do or not. I mean, because they were doing the same thing. So like nobody was even trying to go to law library. Nobody was trying to go nowhere. But you have to. People have appeals. People are still getting visits, and usually visiting is like neutral. You ain't supposed to fight in the visiting room and whatnot. You're supposed to keep it peaceful. All right, a lot of dudes ain't giving a damn. Everybody's still fucking pretty heated, pretty angry at why this little riot happened, and even the cops. The cops were pretty much the cops got it. Like three of the cops got stabbed. I remember a sergeant got stabbed, and some other dudes because they got in the way. But it was ugly. So I was there from 2001 to from 2000 to 2006. Maybe like my first entire year, it was just all lockdown, man, and everybody was edgy. Everybody was fucking. Everybody was mad because I mean, imagine everybody's hungry. When people are hungry, you're moody. People just. People were just ugly with each other. A bunch of cell fights, a bunch of people fucking killing themselves, suicides, and fucking a bunch of people trying to pretty much trying to come up with their own story or their own way of to fix the problem and to make peace so we can start programming, because we're pretty much as long as we're not uh, programming together, they're not willing to give us our canteen, our packages, nothing. So I guess they got together, the main dudes that were running the yards for the blacks and for the whites, and they went a building, and I
You have 60 seconds remaining.
finally agreed, to a little peace treaty, and we started programming again. And right after we started programming again, we started going against we started fighting amongst our own people. People were coming. At that time, they were starting to release a bunch of people from the Bay. So people are coming down with all kinds of new reglas and all kinds of. They were coming down with listas and all kinds, people that were no good, and so it was just ugly. It was just drama, you know, incident after incident. So it was pretty much out of the year. You could say we programmed maybe like 26 to 30 days out of the year of regular, what you would call like we would actually get the whole day of yard or day room. And most of the time it was straight lockdown. So we go out, somebody gets stabbed, we go on a month, 2 month lockdown, and so on. And I would come off of one lockdown and go.
All right, so the call got disconnected, and I want to go ahead and thank Fish Slayer SoCal for sending that 1999. Right now, when Javier gets back on, I'll go ahead and let him know. And as a matter of fact, I'm gonna run over to my wallet right now, and I'm gonna go ahead and transfer that money to him immediately. And hopefully he'll have it in the next 24 hours. So I'll share that with him right now as soon as he comes back, and I'm sure he'll definitely be happy. $20. I mean, in the streets is not that much, but when you're in prison, definitely helps you get the things that you need, whether it's hygiene or some sopas or whatever your necessities are.
This is
This
Global
call is now
Tellink.
being
You
recorded.
have a prepaid call from
Javier Yanez.
an inmate at the Centinela State Prison, Centinela, California. This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. To accept this call, say or dial 5 now. Thank you for using Global Tellink.
Hello, Javier.
Yes, sir.
All right. So I want to go ahead and
Right.
share with you something, some exciting news, a true
Yeah.
blessing. So we have one of our channel members here that goes by the name of Fish Slayer SoCal, and he went ahead and sent us $20, and he wants me to
Yeah.
send it over to you. So I'm gonna go ahead and send that over to you via GTL right now. So you should be receiving
Oh
that
man.
within the next 24 hours.
Man, I appreciate that, man. That'll help me with like my texting, like my tablet thing. Cause man, you don't even know. I appreciate that so much, man. Because I could send my little food here and there, and I could, I'm self-sufficient as far as that goes. But like certain things that are so hard to do, like to getting the money out and putting it back in my tablet, man, I appreciate that so much, man. I can't believe you did that. I appreciate that, though, man. What's his name again?
His name is Fish Slayer SoCal.
Yeah, man, good looking out, Fish Slayer, SoCal. They come out with these names, huh? I like that, man. Good looking out, man.
Yeah.
Wow, appreciate that big time. Do you want me to continue with the?
Yeah, absolutely,
Um,
absolutely.
Okay, so yeah, that left me pretty. As you can see, it left me pretty speechless. Yeah, man, that's something right there, man. Man, bless his heart for reals, man. Appreciate that. Yeah, so you know what? That prison right there really showed me how conniving and how everybody was pretty much to them. Like everybody was just worried about themselves. It was very difficult. Coming up on like every so often, like there'd be a new dude that would drive up from prison that had, like, let's say coming from a level 3. When you mess up on a level 3, they put the process is they demote you. It's like instead of giving you privileges, they're taking privileges. So they'll move you. You go from level 3 and you get points. They move you to a 180 level 4. Well, they got 180. And then they got 270. 270 is just the way the buildings are made, and it's a little more programmed. So every so often we'll get people coming from like a level 3 or from a 270, a lesser security prison, and they will drive up with a gang of fucking soups and fucking coffee and creamer and all the good stuff, you know. And they will get there and they'll just look out, you know. They'll send every cell like 2 or 3 soups or 4 soups. Sometimes you get lucky, you get like 6, 10 soups, and then you have to stretch that. You got to eat like a soup instead of soup with your celly because I mean it was rough. I mean I'm telling you, man, a little mustard pack. I was saving them. Everybody was throwing the mustard packs away. I was saving them because that little mustard pack, I would pop a tiny little hole on it and just suck on that little mustard pack throughout the day, just so I could, you know, just so I could just have like, because I was so hungry, it would just hold me until dinner. And my celly would laugh at me, man. And then, you know, next thing you know, he was doing that too. He's like, man, you ain't lying. It helps. Like, it helps. And we were pounding like water, man. You know, the trick too, when you're hungry and you have nothing to eat, if you just keep your stomach full of water, it kind of tricks you into thinking, or your stomach or your body to believe that it's pretty much full. You just got to be pissing like, you know, every 5 minutes, and shit. That's a downside to that. So yeah, man, it was everybody was being kind of like real secretive. Like say they get a neighbor, and they would, you know, they would whisper through their little kites or through the you know, sometimes we had holes in our walls that we could pop. There's these little blocks that they have on the walls, and you could actually pop them out. It's a little hard. It takes a little work, but you could pop them out. And the walls, the holes are already there because the way they assemble the prisons, they pick them up with these cranes, and they have to have somewhere to stick the little bars in there to pick up the walls to assemble the prison. So after they're done, all they do is fill them up with cement. And you gotta find them and just pop that hole. So you got a hole about maybe an inch or two wide in a little circle, circular way. And yeah, you could pretty much pass little kites through there or talk through that little hole. So it was crazy because sometimes we would catch people, like they were getting new neighbors, and they would throw up and down. The homie didn't have no coffee, and he'll pass like some soups and shit like that. And then later on, we'll come to find out that they were holding off. They were being a little tight, a little sneaky about the coffee, you know, because coffee was like a drug, man. If you had coffee, you know, everybody want to wake up in the morning and drink a little shot of coffee. You know what I mean? The little state coffee they give us is nasty. It's like some powder, nasty ass shit. So everybody always want to drink Folgers or Taster's Choice, you know, the good shit. So every once in a while we would catch them, you know. We didn't make we weren't fighting over it, but you know, that's when you start to realize, like, man, it's getting ugly. So these cops, even the cops and the warden, they started noticing, like, man, these dudes are starting to fuck. They're starting to kill. I mean, when they were running showers, people were getting stabbed. They were stabbing their families, and so the warden had no choice but to start giving us a little bit of play, you know, because we weren't. It was not helping. It was just we were turning on ourselves. I mean, it was. So yeah, sure enough, after like about 7 months, 8 months, they allowed us to get packages, and then after that, they allowed us to get a special, like a food sale. I remember they had a See's Candy food sale, and they weren't running canteen. I had money in my books, and I wanted to buy some food, dog, and fucking they weren't letting us buy no canteen, so I spent it all on candy. I bought I think it was like $250 in candy. Yeah, man, that was so delicious. They had these little caramel or taffy or boxes of top. Man, it was bomb, dog. I mean, just tell you that I ate candy for probably a whole month. I was eating candy. I'm pretty sure my teeth took a beating right there, man, because I remember I started visiting the...
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
So at that time, I'm already drawing. I mean, I'm drawing. I'm already picking up a tattoo gun. I'm already, you know, I had to learn how to hustle for, you know, especially to eat, man. Because I must say that's probably the place where I really felt the time. it really did put a dent on on everything, man. Like my family, they had to drive all the way. I think from San Diego to Salinas is probably like I don't know, like 4 hours maybe. And man, it was ugly because my mom and at that time my brother, my cousin, I had just lost my brother. I lost my brother. My brother had just paroled. Actually, he paroled from this prison back in 99, I think. And he was living in Mexico, and fuck, my own cousin, my own bloodline cousin, ended up killing him when he got there. Like maybe after two years or a year and a half after living over there, he killed him. So I was going through all that, man. I was going through the loss of my brother. I was going through, my appeal being denied. My appeal got denied in 98, 99. So I'm not knowing all this. I was still, I was clueless. I was still thinking that my appeal was still going, and that I still had action. And I didn't find out till I got there, and I got a letter that was being rerouted, that it was sent to Lancaster when I was there before I left Lancaster when I was in the home, and it was just sitting there. So all this time I'm thinking I still have action, and I finally get the letter, and it was like 2 years. It was like 2 years old, and supposedly I had signed for it. That's how you know how dirty. Some of these cops out here. That's a federal offense. Especially when when it's legal mail, when it's like something that's coming by the courts, and it has to do with your freedom in your case, and these cops are over here forging your signature, supposedly as you receiving it. But the only reason they did that is because they didn't want, they were lazy. They were too lazy to send it back, put it back and send it as in a reroute bag. There's always a bag. When you're not there, they got to sign a paper, make out paperwork, because it's actual paperwork that's got a paper trail, and somebody's got to speak up to it. Why he didn't get it at this such and such time? And if somebody puts a signature on it, and I never had a signature. To this day, I still don't have a signature. Every time they want me to sign something, I just do a little chicken scratch. Never had a signature, and I don't know why I'm like that, but I've always been like that. So if there was to get even if I would have appealed it and I would have made a big issue out of it, they would have gotten all my signatures. Like, man, well, you don't even have it. Everywhere you sign is different. So I'm pretty sure that's why they did it too. Like, man, this dude don't even have his signature, so they just scratched it. So yeah, I found out my fucking appeal got denied. My brother got killed, and I'm starving. I'm sitting there hungry. I'm waiting for these dudes to start running a regular canteen and regular packages, and I'm probably weighing about $140, $141, $142. So everybody's moody, man. Every day, every yard we got, it's somebody's gonna get dealt with. I remember I seen one of my homeboys from Guadalajara. We used to call him Guanatos, and he got stabbed right in the eye. Right.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
This dude was walking around the yard holding one of his eyes. And I remember seeing that shit, and I wanted to help him, man. I wanted to run over and help him, but there was there was nothing you could do. He's like, man, I don't know what he did, but he was literally holding his eye, man. I remember the cops ran up to him, and they were still fucking with him. Like, the dude's holding his eye, and his cops are, hitting him with the stick, telling him to get down. He don't want to get down. He's literally got his eye like in his hand, and they finally cuffed him, and they cuffed him from the front. He was picking up his hands. I remember it, and the nurses came. They put his eye back in his little socket and wrapped him up. But yeah, that was like one of the first ones that I actually felt, because the dude was cool, man. That dude, he didn't bother nobody. I don't know what he did. I did not ask, but man, it was ugly. And the following week after that, I was right there just doing dips and pull-ups, and I was kicking it with another homie, and then bam, he gets dealt with. So I'm like, fuck, there's nowhere to go. I was playing soccer, and then somebody gets stabbed in the soccer field. I was playing football, and then somebody gets stabbed in the football field. I'm like, fuck, I hated it there. That's the one spot I could tell you that I could not stand, because it was like we just couldn't just program one cool day without no violence, man. And it was just we were just doing that to ourselves. because we were no longer fighting no other race. It was just us. It was everybody was. It was like a little power struggle in between people that wanted to be in charge of buildings and yards and and they were working for so and so, and this dude said this, and no, the homie said he's good and he's no good. They weren't even doing no homework. So a lot of people were getting hurt, and then later on they were finding out that he wasn't supposed to get hurt. So the person that sent out the hit to get this dude hurt, now he's getting he's getting dealt with, and now the one he sent to go do the mission, and he's innocent. He's just going. He's a soldado. He's doing what he was being told to do. Now he's in the hat. So they're like, oh my God, man, this shit was ugly. So every time there was something that had to get taken care of, like everybody would really, I could say that prison was like, so many people were locking it up from that prison. It's like at least maybe a good 3 to 4 people a week. They were like, I'm good, man. I'm done, and I was seeing this, like I already knew deep down inside that I wasn't gonna keep doing this shit because people weren't actually doing the homework. They were just jumping the gun. A lot of these dudes that were getting involved in calling the shots and they got they call it the mesa. They call it like a little where you get 6 people and they're all in charge. Make sure that everything.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
Everything goes, smooth, and if there's the issues, they all talk amongst each other, and they all vote, and decide what they're gonna do. So the majority of them were there just for the drugs, to get high, because all the drug went through these dudes. So it was ugly. It was like people were not thinking straight. You got the ones that were doing crystal, you got the ones that were strung out on black, you got the ones that were fucking smoking weed all day, not even, being hella lazy, not even doing, writing the letters that were supposed to be written and waiting for the responses. They were just jumping the gun. They were just doing their own thing.
Hey, Javier.
I think it's going to hang up. Should I?
Yeah, call me back, and I got some more news for you.
Okay.
All right. So right now when he calls back, I'm going to go ahead and let him know about you looking for the patterns, and if I'm pretty sure he'll definitely be interested in. And then I'll go ahead and let him know that you're also dropping an extra $9.99, and for a total of $30. So I'm sure it's definitely gonna be an early Christmas for him, and hopefully he is able to get them chilling limes, sopas. Cause I was talking to him about it the other day, and he was saying that I don't know if they stopped selling them or they're not getting them in at the current moment, but if it's true, if I understood him correctly, it's definitely not a fun time if you can't have any of the chili lime sopas. Those I think those are #1 best sellers.
This call is now being recorded. You have a prepaid call from
Javier Yanez.
an inmate at the Centinela State Prison, Centinela, California. This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. To accept this call, say or dial 5 now. Thank you for using Global Tel Link.
Hello, Javier.
Yes, sir.
All right. So Fischler wants to know if and this is the message he puts. He said, "I'll be willing to pay Javier to draw up my sleeve tattoo. I have all the ideas. I'm currently looking for someone to draw up the pattern."
Hell yeah.
Hell
yeah, I'll hook it up. All you got to do is give me a theme, more than likely what kind of stuff he wants, and I'll hook it up, dog.
All right.
So, yeah, if you could get, like, whatever ideas, whatever pictures or patterns, or if you could send them, like, to the Getting Out app or the picture, or what he's into or whatever, and I'll hook it up, homie. I'll make sure it's original.
All right.
Yeah, I got you.
All right, perfect.
I got him for sure.
Perfect. All right, and and if you don't want to sign up for the Getting Out app of Fischler, I could go ahead and provide you with my WhatsApp number, and then you could just shoot me the images if you have those images, and then I could go ahead and forward them over to Javier, so I could go ahead and get those into his hand. And also, he also contributed another $10, so that puts you up to $30 that he went ahead and is sending your way. I'm the middleman, so
Oh
I'll
my
go ahead
God.
and forward them over to you. Um, and just to, so we're on the same page. Do you, normally when I send any funds over, I normally send it
Yeah,
through the GTO app. I know
yeah,
you were saying that you want to send messages. Does that end up in your same account for the messages or?
yeah. JPay. I think it's go through a JPay. It's called JPay. I don't think it could go straight to the GTO app. Does
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
I know
Well,
you guys could go to the GP.
yeah. Well, I normally
I
send the
think it.
money
I think
through
it's.
the GTL app.
Yeah, I already know that. If that works, it don't matter. I
Okay.
mean, I appreciate it. Man, big time, dog. Like, you don't even know. I'm speechless. That's cool, man. To see that somebody, out of the kindness of the heart will do something like that is something. I appreciate it, though.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know how that works. That money thing, like I don't never like with my family. I don't have like they. I know they were doing some through a JPay account or something like that. So I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know how it works with it. But yeah, if they could go through a GTL account, it's better because I heard they don't take money from the GTL account.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So that yeah, that'll be awesome. That'll be cool, man. But yeah, I got them. I got them with the. I hooked some up nice. I still can't get a hold all my artwork, man. I can't wait to put it together and my pictures. Everybody's for some reason in vacations. Like my girl, Letty, she's over in Tijuana right now, and I told her a couple of times, and she told me she was gonna do it, and she still ain't done it. I told my prima, and she said she was gonna do it, and she still ain't done it. And that's just out of sight, out of mind. They don't mean, that I know they don't, they don't mean to be like that. But it's just, I've been away so many years that, like, yeah, we'll get to you. You ain't going nowhere. You're there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm trying to get all that, man. I'm trying to get my pictures and my artwork so I could, show you guys. But you know, man, I appreciate that big time. I really do, man.
All right. All right. I definitely appreciate that too.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
All right. So, yeah,
Hello?
whenever you're able to get a hold of that artwork, I know I reached out to Letty that one day too. So she told me the same thing that she's on
Yeah,
vacation. I just told her to enjoy, and hopefully whenever her earliest convenience, and she has time to get around to it, and I get a hold of
yeah.
it, then I'll be more than happy to post that up on the live feed.
Yeah. How about my prima Lori never logged? Remember you said Lorena logged on one time and she got on there one time and she never did it again? Remember one time you said there was a Lorena? That was my cousin. And she's the one who's got my best work too. Like
Oh,
my
okay.
very, the top. So, man, I kind of worried. I hope she didn't. There's no way she could lose it once it's not once because I remember we took a picture with the cell phone when I had a phone. I sent her a picture with the cell phone. So it's somewhere in there, and I'm pretty sure she's got the pictures in her room or something. So she does have two jobs, and probably on the weekend she does her little partying. So eventually we'll get around to it. No hurry. I want people to pretty much see what you could only imagine. After 30 years in prison, you better know how to draw. That's what I tell everybody, man. If you've been in prison 30 years, you don't know how to do shit, and you're a lazy ass. But yeah, man, I can't wait to get around to it, man. And at the same time, man, I kind of feel like a little uncomfortable, that getting the money because like we're doing this podcast, and I kind of rather it help, the podcast thing, your little thing that you got going right here. I will, because I'm very happy with very little on me. Like, as long as I got money from my texting and my little movies and my music on the tablet, I'm super happy.
Hey,
The food ain't really an issue, no.
hey, Javier.
Yeah.
Hey, remember. Ain't nothing free in La Pinta.
Serio, pero. Hey, check this out. Hey, now that you mentioned that, right? So the
Yeah.
homie gives me, hey, chip on this shit. So the homie gives me his little tattoo gun, right? He goes, hey, homie, hey, it's got a little short on it. Hey, you need to, you take it home and take a look at it. And I'm looking at him, right? Like, and I get this all the time, homie. People trying to get shit done for free. And believe it or not, I do shit for free. But I want motherfuckers to be real about it. Don't try to fucking run drag on me. Hey, homie, I think it's got a little short on it. Can you take a look at it? Okay. Okay, so what if, let's say for example, he gives me the tattoo gun and I take a look at it and I say, yeah, it's got a shoulder on it, and I give it back to him like that, like, yeah, it's got a shoulder on it, here you go, versus him telling, hey, it's got a little shoulder on it, you think you can fix it for me, I don't have nothing right now on me, I'll get at you, but no, so that's what I get all the time, like the hot pots, the TVs, and I go, homie, just tell me shut up, because I don't mind doing shit, but I just don't like the little runaround. Yeah, so today I fixed homeboy's little tattoo gun. I put a little earphone jack on it. That way he don't got no wires hanging out. Everything's like little jacks, little plugs. And I was super happy. And then I told him about that. I told him, man, you think you're slick, fool. How would you would have felt if I would have just told you, yeah, it's got a short on it, and I would have just gave it back to you with a short. He just looked at me and goes, no, well, I was hoping you were going to fix it. I go, you could have told me that. Because when you telling me if I could just take a look at it, you're pretty much asking me if I could do it for free. Just tell me, I'll do it. But yeah, man, I get that shit all the time. So yeah, in prison ain't nothing really is for free, but every so often I do it, homie, because it makes me feel good about myself. It makes me feel, just knowing that I could do shit that a lot of people can't do. It just satisfies me. It makes me happy.
That's
gratifies
right.
me.
Hey,
Javier, yeah, la pinta. Yeah.
Hey,
Hey, they got these videos. Are you up on the videos that they show us on prison? They're called Priya. Did Gary tell you about them?
nah. Are they from the California Department of Corrections or from different prisons?
Yeah. So there's these little fucking videos that they put on there to kind of pump some fear into you about some gay ass shit that does not happen. I have never seen it happen. I've been in this motherfucker 30 years. I don't see none of that shit that the fucking supposedly the thing that happens in prisons, right? So there's a video about this little white dude that's telling a story that one time when he went to a prison, that he walked into the building block, and he walked into a cell. There was a candy bar in his desk. And he seen that, chip out. It was so fake, homie. And that there was a candy bar on his desk, and he looked at it, and he was scared to grab it because he didn't know. He knew that shit wasn't going to be for free, right? So supposedly he ended up grabbing the fucking candy bar, and then later they took the booty. And like, come on, homie, this shit is so far-fetched from what really does fucking happen in this motherfucker. And that's one thing I cannot stand about the way they portray prison life in here, like when they make movies talking about, oh, we got a bitch and we got a chirujo in the house, and I'm like, where the fuck is this shit happening at? Because I don't see it. Maybe in the level 1, maybe in the camps, but not where I've been doing my time, because chirujos, if you're a chirujo, they deal with them. Like, they don't, they got a special place for them, and, a different, like right here, there's a few, but I haven't seen them. I heard about them. But yeah, I just thought I'd mention that, man. It's crazy how they smart us up, man.
Hey,
the
let me
movies,
ask you.
the people that make movies, and yeah.
But what about if they're using the Snicker bar as like a metaphor, like it's actually like something else. It could be many other things. And I mean, do you really know what's happening in everybody's cell? What about is going down? But obviously if that's happening to you, you're not gonna be talking about it. You're not gonna be like going to the yard and be like, hey, I got violated. So, yeah, maybe.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
Because hey, what about?
Well, look, I'm gonna tell you
Hey, what about it's happening to you? You go to somebody, hey, this was running up in me. He's running up in my guts, and then this was like, oh, really? Like, oh, hey. And then that was gonna want a piece of the action. So then not only are you worrying about one person, you got another person trying to jump on you.
Yeah, well, chip out on this. Funny that you mentioned that. There's this dude that just moved. They just moved him from fucking 3 blocks, like not too long ago. And so the story is that supposedly he got twacked out and he did some white or some shit. They call that shit clear juice or whatever. And that his cellie started screaming or something like that, right? And so now this dude, he was one of them dudes that everybody used to talk to, and he was like a little popular guy in the yard, like, oh, little tough little homie, whatever, right? And now he's over here with that little baggage, with that little rumor, supposedly that he was trying to take his family's booty, right? So nobody's messing with him. Like, I don't talk to him, He owes me some money. I'm cool. He could have that shit, But it's fucked up because now that same dude that did that and kind of smarted him up, he went and did it to somebody else too. So now it's like, who do you believe? Who do you want to believe? Who do we believe the dude that's constantly smutting these dudes up, or you know, because people are sick right here, man. I mean, just yesterday, some dude started screaming. I guess he did some spice, and he started screaming at the top of his lungs, and the cops ran to a cell, and I don't know what happened. He did all kinds of shit. And they were there. I couldn't see because it's to the right side. And they pulled him out. They brought the ambulance. They brought all kinds of shit. They brought the gurney. And when they pulled him up, he was handcuffed face down. And he looked normal to me. I'm looking at him. I go, man, that's that same dude. I don't think I told you about this dude. There was this dude that was falling, like stumbling and being belligerent in the day room, and nobody was trying to help him, and he kept like almost falling, man. And I seen that shit, and I don't even know him. It was a white dude, and I went and talked to him. I go, hey, what's wrong with you, man? You're gonna get in trouble. Let me walk you out to your cell. So I took him to a cell. He was dropping all his stuff. Like he had a bunch of cards. Like he was playing a card game. So I'm taking this fool to the house, and the cops are watching the whole thing, and everybody's looking at me and all. Like, why the fuck? Why would you even risk yourself and put yourself in that spot? You know, in a situation something could happen. I go, man, this dude's about to eat shit. He's almost falling, like he's gonna break his head or something. So yeah, I put him in the house. Then the cops called me and they told me, hey, thank you for doing that, man. Whatever drug that dude's in, we'll figure, you know, tell him to keep that shit in the house. We don't know what's going on. It wasn't alcohol, so I think he was on spice or something. So yeah, like you get all kinds of weird ass shit. And this happened yesterday, man. It was like the same dude. I thought he had hung himself or something because the cops ran in here. So I mean, they were deep. It was like I think a good 30 cops ran in here, like if this dude had really committed suicide or something.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, like, there's all kinds of rumors. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember you mentioning.
What happened?
I remember you mentioning that about that guy that yeah, he was out running around in the day room, and you pulled him to the side, and the Huda went ahead and thanked you. You know what? Right now,
Yeah.
Leisman actually he wants me to ask you a question, and he says, can you ask MacGyver, the prison, the Centinela MacGyver, if
yeah.
if other than that thought prison escape in county, if he actually tried to escape from prison. Have you ever tried to escape from the joint?
Nah, man. You know what? I had, you know, when they take you to the hospital and all.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
I had thoughts, but then, you know, when you once you're in prison and you're in prison for a hot one, you know, a 187, a murder and up, they could shoot. Like if you try to take off running, they could actually shoot. You know, whether it's in front of you or in the back, it don't matter. So nah, I wouldn't even try it. I wouldn't want to be on a run all over again. You know, so yeah, I never tried it again. It was not fun being on the run, and I wouldn't want to do that again.
Right.
Nah, hell no.
Hey, so
not after 30 years.
I know it's about to cut off right now, so if you want to go ahead and give us a call back, and we'll go ahead and continue with your journey.
Okay. All right.
So if you're just joining us here for the first time, these calls only last 15 minutes. They do have unlimited calls in California, but the calls are timed, unfortunately. So every 15 minutes or so, they have to call us back. So right now we're just waiting for Javier to give us a call back, and then he'll go ahead and continue with his journey. We definitely sidetracked, but I brought that upon myself for saying nothing's free in La Pinta. So we definitely took a left turn on that one. So right now, when he calls back, hopefully we'll get back on the right path, and there we go.
This call is now being recorded.
Global Tel-Link. You have a prepaid call from
Javier Yanez.
an inmate at the Centinela State Prison, Centinela, California. This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. To accept this call, say or dial 5 now. Thank you for using Global Tel-Link.
All right, Javier, the
Hello?
microphone's all yours.
Yes, sir. Okay. Hey, again, I want to say gracias to the homie that looked out with the funds, man. I really do appreciate it, man. I got my music. I don't gotta worry about my music because my music was run out like in 3 days on the tablet. So man, big time. Good looking out. So yeah, man, Salinas, man, it was fucking hard, man. Oh look, so Trip. So I'm there, right? And uh throughout I was there from 2000 to 2006. I went through three Sallys. So first it was that Filipino homie. He was cool. He was cool, but he ended up dropping down later, dropping down to a level three. He I don't know how he managed to do that because he was in the riot. Some dudes like it's weird. Like sometimes you see shit that it doesn't you do the math to it and like man what the hell how did you go to a level three, like well I can't get lucky like that. This dude just just got in a riot and got in a fight and did this and that and still went to a level three. And me, I haven't even done half of that. Like I've been good. I just got out the hole. I haven't gotten a no single write up for, a year, 2 years, or whatever. This dude just barely got a write up. Not even a month ago. And so, sometimes you see some weird ass shit, and you can't help but to think he got to work. And in prison, when you get some kind of love, and it gets too plush, too lovely, you're like, oh man, the only thing you can do is think, oh yeah, he's working with the papa. Yeah, he undercover. He's telling us something because there's no way, no how. But that's what prison. That's the way administration and these cops they want us to turn on each other. They want us to talk about each other. So every so often they give somebody extra little fucking play just to fucking get that fucking shit, to get that ball rolling, or we could start talking about a certain individual and then he drives up to another prison. They start to investigate him, and these cops they love that adrenaline thing, man. It's like an adrenaline. It's like a high to them. It's a rush to them to see fucking people get stabbed and people get jumped, and man, they're edgy. They always looking for some. They love it. They're addicted to it. So yeah, I'm there, man, and fucking my second Sally. He's pretty he's pretty well known. Everybody knows him. He's been around. He's a little older than me, and he's all up in the mix. He wants to be that guy. A lot of these dudes when they're involved deep in the politics and they want to be in the mesa, they want to be the ones that call the shots and they want to run a certain building or they want to be up there, So they're over here, playing with people's lives. They're pretty much they're making calls that it all falls on them. Sometimes they don't, like I said, they don't do their homework and they hurt the wrong people. So Marcelli, man, I'm telling you that fool, he's in it just for the. I told him like you're just in it just because you want to get high, homie, because you don't know what the hell you're doing. I live with you, and this is a secret. I'm not gonna tell nobody. You're a straight dumbass. You're a straight dumbass. Every time there was a kite and there was something that had to get dealt with, he would give me the kite and I would read it and I would tell him, man, answer like this, answer like that, and he would tell me, write it for me. And I had ugly ass writing. I remember, like, I don't want to write that shit. I hate writing. My writing is ugly. I had to learn how to do this tiny, the smallest writing you could probably do, because that's the way. The smaller the writing, the smaller the kite, the easier it was to transport. The easier, you carry it in your mouth, or that way it's easier to swallow or easier to keister. So I was helping him write like some of the kites, and some of the decisions he was making were not too smart, homie. Like he was calling, he was his mind. He wasn't in the right state of mind because he was high on heroin. When you're high on heroin, you're not really you're not fit to make any kind of fucking decision, especially when it has to do with somebody's life. If somebody's gonna get stabbed, or if he just got a chequeada or a calentada, or whatever's gonna happen, you just not in the right state of mind to fucking decide whether he's got it coming or not. So this dude was not selling for like 3 years, and that's one thing I had to deal with for like 3 years, and I used to tell him all the time, like, hey, dog, this ain't for you, homie. You know, you walk out to the yard, and everybody thinks you're like solid, and that you know what you're doing, and you've been around, and you're older. But I live with you, homie, because you know me and you know the truth. He was straight dumbass, you know. And I'm not gonna throw his name out there. I'm pretty sure he knows who I'm talking about. But he still agreed with me, like, yeah, dog, you're right, fool. I gotta, you know, I gotta find a way to you know, to step down. And I was like, you don't gotta find a way. Just tell me you want to step down. He goes, yeah, but I fear that if I step down, that I'm gonna get dealt with. And I tell him, well, not if you fucking do it now, dog, because you're digging a hole, homie. You're digging a hole, and everybody knows that you're in a mesa. A lot of these dudes, they're giving you their dope for you to fucking split it amongst the others. And I see what you're doing because I live with you. You're not being fair. You're getting most of the shit, and you're giving these dudes fucking hardly anything. And these youngsters that are giving you the shit, they're scared. They're not gonna say nothing. They're not gonna tell them dudes exactly how much they gave you, but one of them is gonna break. And sure enough, you know, one would always break, and you know, would go and tell the other homie, oh no, I gave him more than that. You know, I don't know what he did with it. He said he sent it up there or whatever. So now my celly was on the list. And I like, damn it. So I ended up moving out. I moved out. I didn't want nothing to do with that shit. I moved out with my other homeboy from my hood, and then I was living with him. And he started doing the same shit. So it's like I couldn't escape none of this fucking shit. Everybody was being fucking like little sneaky about getting high and wanting to be in a position where they're gonna have to transport the drugs and go like a lot of drugs was actually going through their hands. And you know, I'm in a cell, and I could see everything, you know, and it was hard for me to see how he wasn't being too honest about this something that is so serious, because I knew at that, you know, I knew that all that little drug stuff was going to get somebody hurt. Somebody was not going to pay. Somebody was not going to give enough. Somebody was going to...
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
Yeah, so I used to see that, and then there was times when he used to try to give me this shit to hold it overnight. He would tell me, hey, here, hold this overnight. That way they can't say I went in it. And I'd tell him, hell no, I ain't holding that shit overnight. And I wouldn't hold it, and we would fight over that. You know, that celly, this certain celly that I'm talking about, we got in a fight twice in a cell. And we ended up becoming, you know, tighter. Like after the second fight, you know, he started to mind me a little bit more, and so I kind of stepped him down from all that. Like I told him, look, dog, just go over there and tell him you don't want to be part of this shit. You know, that way you don't get, you know, because it's getting bad, dog. You're getting letters that are from important people, and they're telling you, you know, that they want you to go over there. Once they tell you they want you to go over there, there's a certain, you know, when they call for you, they're not calling for you because they, you know, they want to party with you, or no, they're calling for you because they want you to, you know, speak up, you know, explain why you're doing certain things, and you know, it's gonna be all bad. And once they ask for you, you know, a lot of people don't go. A lot of people just lock it up. When you get a kite saying, hey, we want you in the hall, they want you in the back. A lot of people just lock it up because you know, the rumor is that every time they call for you in the hall, you end up getting dealt with in the hall. So yeah, so this one certain celly, like him and the other dude that I live with, I guess they were both pencil whooping each other. He was writing a certain homie, telling him that this dude was cutting into his dope, and then my other celly was doing the same thing, but writing the same homie, saying that he was the one cutting into his dope. So, you know, they don't like that shit. When you're pencil whooping somebody and you're telling on somebody, and they already know that it's got to be a reason why. Either because you're trying to get all the focus on you, all the heat off of you, and put it on him. A lot of times when you're telling on somebody, it's because you're doing something wrong. So yeah, so both of these dudes, man, and I was actually cool with them, even though I had gotten in a fight with my celly. You know, he was from my hood. I really did care for him, dearly. He was like my brother. And then the other dude that I lived with, he was hella cool too. So they both had to go at it. The word came down from that they both had to handle each other. They both had to either go to the yard or go to the day room and just go at it with fucking fierros, with fucking knives. So for like maybe a good 3 months of this whole time, before it ended up happening, I was in the middle of the whole thing. Like one of them would tell me, "Hey, where's your Sally?" I go, "He's over there, fool, man. Get this shit over with." And we'll be in the yard walking, and he'll be like maybe like 50 feet in front of him. And then the other one, my other Sally would come to, "Hey, what's this homie at?" He goes, "Right there, fool. Get this shit over with, homie. We do this shit every day. It's becoming, comedy, homie. The whole yard knows that you guys are supposed to go at it." And I'm just figuratively speaking. I didn't think it was every day, but it happened, every time we got programmed. Because we weren't getting yard every day. But every time we got yard, these dudes were supposed to go at it. And a lot of times, other shit, they couldn't wait. So other shit had to happen, and then we would go on a lockdown. And then, so, it ended up happening in the day room. I remember one time, they were both porters, so they couldn't even avoid each other. So one of them came with the mop bucket, and the other one came with the broom, and they were sweeping the same day room. And it was funny because you could tell. I mean, they were both they kept a distance from each other, and I was, I got so mad, so tired of it, man, because I liked both of them. They were both cool. I consider them both my friends, man. Like I was an enemy.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
I really did care for both of them. I convinced them, man, that they, like, look, man, just get this shit done with right now. They do it right now. The cops not looking, do it, And sure enough, and the cop was not looking, and they went at it for a good while. And I mean, these fools really, really, really put they really did put some holes on each other. They put each other's feathers that day. I mean, the Darren was laughing because they had the table in between them, and they were like jostling. Like the one would swing over the table and hit and stab him, then the other one, and they were going back and forth. They used the table as their little guard, like their little like a shield, kind of like. And they were going around that table, but they actually did get each other pretty good. And at one point, they just felt the little adrenaline rush, and I guess they said, "Fuck the table," and they just went at it for a good while. And the cop came and shot him with the Bertha. They shot him with the little beam, they call it a Bertha. It's like a big, it shoots a big, like a blocks, big blocks of wood. Yeah, and they fucking shot them fools a couple of times, and they were pretty bloody, man. And finally, that shit happened. I was relieved, man, because I thought it was gonna be worse. I thought one of them was gonna get caught slipping, and that's one thing you don't want. It wasn't that kind of. It wasn't that kind of call where the homie. Neither one of the homies had it coming to where they were gonna get. They wanted them killed or they wanted them hurt bad. They just wanted both of them to handle each other because both of them were pencil whipping each other. Like they were writing over there, crying to other people, about their personal business. So yeah, they made them handle that shit, and I remember, man, that one right there was fucking pretty sad because one of them got one of them ended up, I think he ended up being poked in the eye too. One of the older homies. I never seen them dudes afterwards, but having to deal with that and like when you got two homies that you like and shit, and one was from my hood and one was from the neighboring hood, but
you have 60 seconds remaining.
Once you're in prison, you don't play that gang shit no more. It's just we're all sureños or whatever little group of people, whatever area you're from or in whatever county you're from, and nobody really trips on, not even a county. We're all just like brothers, and we take care of each other amongst. We make sure that we don't, protect each other from other races. And the only time it got bad when it was like real racial riots and shit like that. But yeah, man, it was something, man. At that time, I was barely breaking into I was maybe turning like 30, hitting my 30s. I had already been in there, like 8 or 9 years, I think. And this shit was really messing me up, man. I don't know if I don't know how I managed to
Hey,
actually
Javier.
go all these years without me. Yeah.
It's about to cut off right now. All right, so he went ahead and hit the 15-minute mark. It cut him off. He should be calling us back shortly. And I've been watching some videos for like the last few days. I've been trying to figure out how to be able to highlight comments and whatnot and get them on the screen. So I figured it out today. Watched a video quickly before I went on the call with Jesse and David today. So maybe you see those messages pop up on the side. It's something I enabled on my stream, and trying to add a little bit, trying to add some some dazzle to the visuals and whatnot. So the next step is gonna be, I know, Lifestyles Chronicle.
This call is now being recorded.
Global Tel-Link. You have a prepaid call from
Javier Yanez.
an inmate at the Centinela State Prison, Centinela, California. This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. To accept this call, say or dial 5 now. Thank you for using Global Tel-Link.
All right, Javier.
Yes, sir.
All right, so a few things before we continue. So right now, after this call, this will be our last call for the night, because I gotta wake up early in the morning tomorrow.
I got school
I'm sure
tomorrow
you do.
too.
Hey, but
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
the audience and whatnot, they're definitely gonna make it worth your time, for jumping on today. Just want to go ahead and let
Yeah.
you know that El Iceman, he dropped a 10-piece
Yeah.
on your books. So you got 40 coming your way. And I'll go ahead and deposit that as soon as I grab my credit card. So you should have that in your account.
I'm sure.
Within the next
I'm
the next 24 hours, and then
Don't worry about it, man.
no, I got
Don't
you.
worry about
No,
it,
I like to come correct.
I know,
and
but
that,
it's like with me, hey, I know you do, dog. Like, plus, like, you don't know how uncomfortable I feel. This has never happened, like, man.
no, you're right. You're
I
right.
know you noticed. Yeah, I get nervous, dog. Like, man.
Hey, but remember, Javier, like I said, ain't nothing free in La Pinta.
How about there though? Hey, this is crazy with the little candy bar. Hey, I wish you guys could see this. Hey, I wish you guys could see this fucking video, homie. Man,
I'm gonna look for it. I'm gonna find it.
This sound is a big old bug. You gotta find it. It's a PRIA video. PRIA, I don't know what PRIA stands for, but it stands something about sexual violence.
Prison. What is it? Prison Rape Elimination Act.
PREA.
Yeah.
Some bullshit like that. Yeah. And they show this big buff fucking white dude, redheaded with a big old rocha. And this was buff talking about he got raped. I'm like, God, come on. I'm that muscle. You couldn't get that motherfucker off you. This dude's pretty buff. Like he's talking about he got raped.
Hey, maybe he drugged them up. Maybe he put something in his chanate.
Yeah, something, but like this is crazy, dog. Like, and get this, homie, they got condoms in the fucking. When you walk in, they got a box of condoms. Like, what the fuck you got condoms? So when I got on my last shoot term, right, I hit Salinas Valley. I drove up to Salinas, and as soon as we walked in, there was 2 fucking dispensers. And when I first looked, I seen condoms. I'm like, what the fuck? And then I double looked. I want to make sure that's what I seen, right? And I asked the cop. I go, what the fuck is that? and he just looked at me like, man, don't even ask me. But yeah, so it's crazy, like they're encouraging some gay ass activity up in this motherfucker. But I don't see it, like I said, as long as I've been here, I have never seen it, maybe because I've been in a level 4 and we don't condone that shit. Level 4, 180, you don't see none of that shit, and whatever, like you said, maybe we don't know about it because it happens in hell, but in the house, in the cell. But yeah, that's just crazy, homie. Man, crazy as shit. Crazy. Prison life has changed big time, homie. Condoms in a fucking box or in a dispensary. Okay. Hey, right here, you never see nobody reach for him either. Like that shit stays full. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's scared of even coming by him. Like nobody wants to get dubbed. You know what I mean? I heard some people get them like to hide their fucking dope in to get the fucking condom and they take them to fucking hide shit or whatever. But I ain't never seen nobody reach for them damn things. But yeah, homie, man, I appreciate the Ice Man and what's the other homie's name again?
Fish.
He had a cool little handle.
Fish Slayer,
Huh?
SoCal. Fish Slayer, SoCal.
And Fish
Pescado.
Fish Slayer SoCal. He got to be from San Diego or something.
Yeah,
SoCal.
he is.
Yeah, man.
Yep.
He has to be,
yeah,
homie.
you already know.
Yeah. Hey, you know, I got a primo that's a famous fucking DJ, right? His name is DJ Simi Rock, and he goes by 619 on the way he writes it on Instagram is weird, but yeah, and that fool, he's pretty known around like National City, Chula Vista, all that, and they have a. You ever heard of something called Fools Gone Wild?
Yeah, yeah, National City, yeah, I have.
Okay, yeah, well, my primos are the ones that run that. They started that shit. And Fools Gone Wild. I never even logged into it. I was like, I didn't even know how to work none of that shit. But I guess when they first started doing that shit, I told you what I was doing with the phone when I had one, man. I was just fucking watching porn and fucking. I wasn't doing no Fools Gone Wild. Let me see what's going on with the chick. You know what I'm saying? I was maniaco, man. I would set up my little box and I used to hide the light so that way the phone don't flash too much and the cop when he wants it does the night count don't see the little flashing on my screen. So I made like a little cardboard box with the lid and I should dim it all the way as low as possible. And all I did was watch porn on that motherfucker all night, homie. It's crazy. Yeah, I didn't even really.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
I didn't do like social media and none of that shit that much. And if I did, I didn't never put my face. I only put like the tattoos and all that shit. But yeah, man. And Fish Slayer South. What is it? South. What is it? What was it again? Fish Slayer South. What?
Fish Slayer SoCal, like Southern California.
Oh, SoCal. Okay, yeah.
Hey, but hold on.
I got that short memory.
I gotta interrupt you right now, but wait, there's more. Lifestyles Chronicle. He just dropped 1999 on you. So man, Javier.
What? That 1999. Hey, how about for you, huh?
No, we're good. We're good. No.
Hey,
it's all you right here.
Happers, huh? Hey, you ever seen just on this, no, real quick, though. I remember one time I was watching one of the Cops episodes, right? And it was an undercover cop. And this dude went and caught some dope for an undercover cop, right? And when he gets in, this little tecato, little crackhead comes in the little truck, jumps in the truck, and he gets his half, and then he gets the undercover cop, he gets his half, and he starts putting it on a pipe to smoke it, right? And the cops, the undercover's telling him, hey, homie, what you doing? You already got your half. And he goes, yeah, homie, that's my half, but me and yours, we're going to go happers, no? Hey, but the way he said it was fucking so hilarious, it was fucking, that shit was, he was trying to work that motherfucking undercover for his half when he already got his cut, you know what I mean? Yeah, that's what that shit reminded me of. But yeah, man, I appreciate it. I don't even know how to act right now, man.
Hey, man, that's all you right there. You know why? Look, you know what? The people, they like you, like, you know, the way you tell your stories, the way you speak, and all of that. I mean, that's all you. You know, you got these people tuning in to you.
Yeah.
You know, all I'm doing is providing the microphone, the open mic, and you're the one that's handling that. So you know, definitely, you know, they feel you deserve it, and that's what you got coming your way. So you know, you could buy yourself some chili lime.
Hey, how the hell do you know so much about fucking the chili limes, man? Like, for you to know about the chili limes, you know you did some time, because the chili limes is like the favorite, everybody's favorite, you know, with some motherfucking chicharrones, some sweet cheese, some mayonesa, a little bit of fucking the chapa, what is it, generic Tabasco sauce, the little vinegary one. That shit was bomb. But yeah, man, I'm going to go ahead.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
tomorrow I'm gonna hook up a little drawing for the Iceman, man. I'm gonna surprise him with something sick. Remember I told him my car stock got wet, so I'm gonna buy me some. I'm gonna buy me some car stock.
Yeah,
That's what I'm gonna do. That's the first thing I thought about. Going, I gotta get me some car stock. Yeah, it got wet on the corner, man. That shit was a bummer, man. But I could cut it in half, but still, man, that shit really hurts. So I'm gonna buy me some car stock, and I'm gonna I'm gonna go ahead and hook up a little drawing for the Iceman. Iceman has been there for a while too, man. I appreciate anybody that looked out, man. And for sure, I'll return a favor with like a piece of artwork, man, because that's what I do. You know what I mean? And that's my passion. I like to draw and electronics and all that shit, though. So I'll return a favor. I don't even know. I'm still kind of like I got like a hot flash of embarrassment right now. They're looking out, though. I mean it.
Hey, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, it's hard to explain. Yeah, I appreciate it. No, it's like it's Santa Claus.
There it is.
Santa Claus. Everybody's got the Christmas spirit. I appreciate it, man. I'm gonna tell my mom about it tomorrow.
Yeah.
And my mom was telling me that her and my sister were gonna try to put something together for send me like a Christmas package so I can make something like a Christmas dinner or something for store. Because they hate the part about the restitution shit. So they always hey, try to find somebody I can put some money on books so they don't get you for half. And I go, man, mom, just saying whatever. Like, in a way, it's good that we pay a restitution for when I go to board, they can see that we're paying it. But yeah, man.
Well, Javier, wait, there's more. There's more. Yeah. So right now, Lifestyle Chronicle, he dropped that 1999, and he put James, keep the fire burning, the vibes for bringing these broken men a voice. So that one he shot it to me. So you got the big 6-0.
That's and right.
Then, I got a dub.
That's right. See, now I feel better, homeboy, because I'm over here like, wait a minute, homie, hey, how about you, dog, Because I know, look it, homie, I know you. Yeah, I wasn't feeling too. I was like, yeah, I don't know. I was already thinking, yeah, after we done right here, I'm going to call him right back and tell me, homie, give half that shit, por favor.
Nah, I wouldn't do that.
I feel better, you know what
I'm saying? Nah, I wouldn't do I'll shoot you. Nah. Like, I'm all right.
Yeah,
so,
I know. That's just who I am, though. Everybody in here.
Chingators. Ahora no, they're making it rain today. Ahora el fish SoCal, fish Slayer SoCal 999. Are you out of your mind?
I'm gonna hook him up on me. Hopefully, I can give like more than likely what kind of stuff he wants. And tomorrow, for sure, I'm gonna go to school. I come back like around 10:30. I go to school early, come back. We only do like 2 hours a day at school. I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna bust out all my fucking patterns and stuff. See what I could come out and maybe give him a little bit of what I got, and show him some of mine. See if he might like some of my original patterns. But yeah, for sure, man. I will always, you too, Jaime. Like, Jaimito, if there's something like something specific, man, that you're into, man, maybe I could hook some up for you too, man.
Hey, hook me up with that.
Get back into.
Hook me up with a Popeye, with a filero, with a filero,
and no, I got just the thing, homie. I'm gonna do like a little cholito with the tank top, busting open a little chili lime.
Oh,
with some chicharrones on the side. Yeah, put the little lime on the side, the little chile, like in this little pocket, like in this little shirt pocket, like or something like that. But yeah, just make something like a little funny one. I could come up with some shit, homie, but yeah, for sure, dog.
Hey, mira,
I appreciate everything.
So if Fish Slayer SoCal puso, I'm a fisherman, so it would be a ocean fishing theme. So you have to do like a bass or a something big like
hell yeah! I got it, man.
Jaws
hey,
or
you
something.
Know what? Yeah, no, man. I'm glad he likes that kind of stuff because I like to draw. I'm pretty much done with like the barras and the cultura artwork and the Mexican charro and all that. I like to draw. Like the last drawing I did for somebody was a Harley, and I detailed the engine to every little hole and screw. I detailed that motherfucker so badass. So yeah, like every so often I'll just draw an engine, on a fucking ground floor or something. But yeah, man, for sure, I'm glad he picked that because I like drawing stuff like that too. There's a fish. There's a famous fish that's for I think I don't know, the Chinese is supposed to be for good luck or something like that. I think it's a koi fish maybe, and that motherfucker comes out badass all the time too. But yeah, hopefully we'll come up with something good. But I got him for sure, man. And you too, Jaimito. They call me,
Gracias.
hey, my name is James, but don't call me Jaimito, huh? That's my little kid name, huh? That's what they, that's my dad. My mom and my dad call me Jaimito, huh? Yeah, man. Hey, man, I had fun today, man. I really do appreciate the conversation, man. Letty, she's been missing in action. She's over there in Tijuana right now. You know, she pretty much forgot about me. I ain't heard from her for like 2 days, but it's all right.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
Hey, when she come back, she gonna be on the level, homie. She's on the straight level. But yeah, homie, I appreciate it. Wait till I get her, dog. Nah, she over there with her family. I haven't even like tried to call her. No, not. I feel that's wrong. You know, let her have a little Christmas with her family over there. And yeah, man, everybody, I appreciate it. Everybody that looked out and still, today for some reason I was nervous throughout the whole thing, and I'm pretty sure you guys noticed it. Sometimes when I get nervous, I don't stop talking. So I'm pretty sure you guys noticed that by now, huh?
Yeah,
You guys noticed that?
yeah, it's not about to cut off. Just call me back one more time. Let me see. Lifestyles Chronicle put Javier, you're gonna have to hook me up with a new company logo.
Oh, for sure. Fuck yeah. Hey, I'll come up with something. I'm gonna call right back right now.
Okay, all right, cool. All right then. You know what? I gotta look up. I don't have my phone on me. Well, the phone that I have my WhatsApp on. Right now when Javier comes back, I'm gonna go ahead and leave him on autopilot mode for a quick moment, and then I'm gonna go grab that phone, and then I'll post up the WhatsApp number, so you guys could go ahead and shoot me those ideas or whatnot, and then I could go ahead and pass them over to Javier, and he should be calling back shortly. And then Lifestyles Chronicles put, haha, now I'm going to be eating sopas this week. Man, ooh, don't forget to, okay, he's calling back.
This call is now being recorded.
You have a prepaid call from
Javier Yanez.
an inmate at the Centinela State Prison, Centinela, California. This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. To accept this call, say or dial 5 now. Thank you for using Global Tel Link.
All right, so Javier, Fish Slayer SoCal says he wants a lighthouse underwater scene with tuna and other saltwater ideas. All right, so what I'm gonna do right now, I'm gonna go ahead and let you take the mic, take the wheel. I'm gonna run to the living room right now. I'm gonna grab my one of my other phones, and then I want to post up my WhatsApp number so they could go ahead and shoot me that information. Okay. And then so go ahead and do your thing.
Oh shit! You gonna leave me by myself, homie? Okay, so yeah, I guess I'll just close off with pretty much saying, gracias to all you guys, and just know that, for the longest I went, I didn't, like right now I've been single cell going on, it's pretty much going on 7 years, I believe. Yeah, going on 7 years. I didn't have a celly, so I didn't think I was going to be good at this. I was still am a little bit nervous, and just know that when I do stutter, because I know I kind of slur my words sometimes because I got a bad hearing on my right ear, so that even makes it a little harder. But yeah, so I'm gonna take you guys maybe maybe next time I make a call, maybe from how I went, how I got tired of all the drama and all the prison games and all these fools fucking fighting for power and position and trying to run yards and trying to be that guy, and we're all the ones that are not trying to get involved in nothing, we're all just collateral damage to all the bullshit that these dudes are doing. They're just fucking being being hella greedy, hella dirty, calling shots that getting people hurt that don't need to be hurt, because a lot of times they were just trying to cover up for the shit that they were doing. These dudes are getting high every fucking day talking about, hey, there's no dope in the yard and no dealing with the blacks. You guys can't buy drugs from the blacks, but they were buying drugs from the blacks. So whenever they weren't paying the bills, they would come out with some kind of excuse to get somebody hurt, so it take all the attention off of them, all the heat. So man, there was a lot.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
There was a lot of ugly shit going on, man. And, me, I never been in prison. This is my first time in prison, but I had to learn, and I had to see, and I had to just. A lot of it was, man, keeping my mouth shut was biting my tongue so I won't get in trouble. But at the same time, I wanted to say something because I knew right from wrong. I knew what they were doing was wrong, man. I got tired of it, man. I got tired of this shit. And a lot of us did. A lot of us that finally came on this side, in fact, the first dude that actually came on this, the first person that locked it up came on this side was somebody super important. So, they kind of set the example. It's nothing wrong with it. The way they looked at it, like, hey, once it gets too much for you to handle, go ahead, lock it up, because, somebody that was bigger and tougher than you did it. So why are you not, when you're not, you're just a nobody. You're just regular inmate, just trying to do his time and trying to be legit, trying to make it home, trying not to get stabbed, trying not to get in no kind of trouble. So, yeah, we all get tired of this shit, being there, having to listen to another dude tell you what to do when you didn't listen to your mom and dad. That's what always crossed my mind. Like, man, why am I here? Why am I still active? Why am I still doing all this shit? Why am I fucking, having to deal with fucking violence that these dudes send me on mission for? When man, I didn't listen to my mom and dad, and I'm over here quick to jump, and these dudes want me to go fucking hurt somebody or to go punch on somebody or stab, whatever the case is. That shit got old, man. It's like every morning I was waking up to drama. Every night I was going to sleep with drama in my mind. It was just, this shit got tired. Everybody gets tired. Everybody wants to just come on this side to not only because they get tired, they get a better chance of going home. Because now you come on this side and you're your own man, and you don't got to get in trouble. You don't, you could choose to do good and go to groups and do self-help, and that's what I decided to do. I even started doing Bible studies and started getting to know myself a little bit better, and, I realized that, I wish I would have done this. I wish I would have came on this a long time ago. So up until now, I did half and half. I did half of my 30 years in the active line and half on the non-active. I don't like the term they use, sensitive needs, SNY yard. I don't know where the hell they got that from. It's just a non-active yard. That's what, when I came on this side, it was called non-active. It means that you're no longer participating in any kind of group, security threat groups. You're just pretty much doing your own time. It's like being on the streets. I came on this side, man. It was a relief, man. I was able to sleep in. I still, man, up until now, I could still sleep in so good. Today, I was chilling all day. I was watching movies all day, and I kept, falling asleep and waking up, eating, going back, laying down. I pretty much bummed it all day today. And you couldn't do this in the active line. They want you to have your bunk rolled up. They want you to be with your shoes on all day. There ain't shit going on, man. They want you to sitting on a fucking hard metal bunk because they don't want you to have your bunk unrolled and shit. You're just pretty much sitting on your ass waiting for nothing because they ain't running nothing, Only thing you're doing is working out in the house and maybe doing a little drawing. There's no yard half the time. There's no yard, no day. Just doing nothing, to me, was just a waste of time. So now that I'm here, man, it's like, I get to do so much. I'm in a couple groups. I do domestic violence group. I do, it's like CGA. It's like for people that were in gangs and no longer are. Like, I'm in a little, where I go play it's like a little band where I go play the drums. I go to church. Man, I do so much things that, man, that I wish I could have been doing a long time ago. I probably would have I already gotten out like 10, 15 years ago. But that's how it was, and it was, it's a little different as far as the people that are here. The respect level, it's hardly none, but you gotta just try not to let it bother you, man. But you got a bunch of dumbass kids walking around here, acting like they're hard and acting like they're tough, and they're not going nowhere. So that's one thing. That's the hardest part about being in a level 3. Yeah. I'm still getting used to it, but hopefully, man, I'm praying, man. I'm praying that I think hopefully when I go to board, they see that 30 years is already enough for me, man. My whole youth, my mom, my dad, man, they've been old. I just want to be out there, man, for when they pass. I don't think I can handle it in here. I feel a lot of kids in here, they can't handle it. When their parents, when their mom and dad dies, I see a lot of, in Kern Valley, I've seen a lot of suicides. As soon as the parents are gone, these dudes are just fucking cut his neck or hang themselves. And I know for a fact I'll never do that. I'm not like that. But I don't know how I'm gonna take it. So I'm just trying to make it out. I'm tired. I've been stuck. I feel so lonely sometimes, but this right here, the phone thing, the tablet thing that they gave us, has actually, made a huge difference. Now I can talk. I have someone to talk to. I got the phone in the house. I'm having a cell phone almost, except you can just call and get on social media and all that. But, man, this pretty much was like a lifesaver. And I don't know if the homies back. You back? It's Jaime. Jaimito.
Yeah, I'm right here. I'm right here.
You there?
I'm here.
Yeah, I don't know. Jaime. Así te llamaba tu mamá, like, Jaimito, ven a comer, ya está la comida. Se van a enfriar los frijoles. I used to hate it when my mom used to yell at the house, and we'll be playing, Javi, apúrate, ya vente a comer, que los frijoles se van a enfriar. I know, Mom, you just told everybody your beans are going to get cold.
Hey,
hurry up,
Hey, Jaimito doesn't sound as cool as Homito.
Homito, no, Jaimito's the shit. Homie, what you talking about? Hey, I had my homeboy, from my hoodie. That was his name, Jaimito, and that name was like, everybody used to love saying Jaimito. Toma pinche Jaimito. Jaimito, everything was Jaimito. Jaimito was like, man, everybody wanted to have that name. So you're lucky to have that name, homie. Jaimito.
Hey,
Mine was a boring ass name. Javito. You can't say Javito. Can you? No. You're like, no?
Nah, Charles, Chalucas.
Charles, Chalucas.
So
hey, your boy was in my house, was in my door earlier.
El presidente.
He had just got out the shower. Yeah, el presidente. Hey, so I was cleaning myself, right? And I looked up and I seen a shadow, and I looked up. And he was in front of my door, and he was like shaking, like drying his hair. He was like, "Let me get some hair gel." So I was trying to squeeze out a whole bottle of gel under my door, and it wouldn't fit. So I just squeezed like the little tip of it out, and I just pressed down on it. He had a gang of it in his hair. He threw it in his hair, and it just fucking and like it just flattened it because there was so much gel. But yeah, he was right here. He was chopping it up for a while. He's doing good, man. After a while. Then I went and did video call for like 2 hours with his girl.
All right.
Yeah, man. I was telling my friend te manda saludos el Jaimito, huh? Oh, yeah, tell my friend, man. Sir Presidente.
El presidente.
But yeah, man.
Hey, but before I know
that's a cool handle.
I know that the time is getting short right now, so I definitely want to read off these messages to you. And Fish Slayer SoCal put he said, I got it. Oh no, what did he put on? Not that part. He puts, I'll hire him, so he would have a job on day one. So there it is. You get that quebrada and come home on parole. Then you got a job lined up.
Hey, you know what? Now that you mentioned that, right? I would appreciate if some of the audience could write like support letters, because the board they give it great consideration when they want to see how others feel about me, and how like for example him saying he would hire me. That right there, man, that would help me. Like even if he was to just write a letter to the board and tell him how he felt about my story and tell him that he would give me a job, the board, man, they give a great weight to that, man. They really do encourage people to write and send support letters. Like last time, I didn't have that many because I didn't know I could have just anybody. I thought it was just my family, so I had like 7 of them. Everybody tells me, man, fool, those dudes that go in there with like 300-400 of them. You went in there with 7? I don't no wonder they didn't give you. I go, yeah, but plus I had to write it for the cell phone, so that kind of ruined it, you know.
Jay, and all that
yeah,
from Pornhub.
that will help.
Pornhub.com. And that's truly my
yeah,
next right there.
never again. Never again, man.
Hey,
I didn't even know, man. It was ugly, man. I can't believe it.
hey,
But
and
yeah.
I want to read up one other message because I don't want to slip by before the call ends. And we have one for Lifestyle Chronicles, and he puts, PTSD is some real shit. The amount of trauma this lifestyle brings is enough to break someone down.
Exactly, homie. And that's what you were gone. That's what I was talking about, man. How a lot of us get tired, bro, and we just come on this side just so we could be able to sleep. You know, I was saying I could sleep in so good now, man. I could fall asleep at any given moment and not worried about nothing. You know, and man, I wish I had that when I was active, because that took a toll out of my mental health. You know, the stressing, the worrying about who's gonna get stabbed, and it was an everyday thing. You know, and none of that shit. I started no troubles. I wanted no problems with nobody. None of the shit that I got in trouble for, I had anything to do with. Like, I didn't start none of that. It was other people's doings. But yeah, it's real, homie. It's real.
All right, and then we got another message from Fish Slayer SoCal, and he puts, I've hired 5 lifers that work with me to this day.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
Oh, hell yeah. What kind of job? What kind of job is it? What kind of work?
You know, I think he said it.
You know?
He's mentioned it before, but I don't recall. My short-term memory is awful.
Is that the fishing? Something with fishing?
Fish Slayer SoCal.
All right, man. You know what I do? Hey, anyhow, it's about to run out, and I hate it when they just cut us off like that.
Yeah.
But man, hit me up whenever you're ready. Whenever you're ready again to do another one. And
this call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
Yeah,
I'll always put everything aside to do that, and I'll start some work for sure, some artwork for man. I'll just make a couple extra pieces of artwork for whoever might want them, and man, for sure, I appreciate everything.
He's
about to cut us off, man. And
he just sent me a message. Union
Yeah.
Carpenters.
What did he say?
Carpenters.
What?
Union Carpenters.
Orale, hell yeah.
All right, so the call, I got that message. I shot that message out. He got it. So that was our last call of the night. I'll check if he's available for tomorrow. If he is, then we'll go ahead and run another live. We've been on live. This live, how long has it been on? For like an hour and 30 minutes. Yeah. So definitely got a lot of hours under my belt today. I really appreciate you guys tuning in and listening to the conversation, and appreciate the gratitude that you guys blessed him with. So I'm gonna go ahead and send that over to him tonight, and hopefully you'll have it in the next 24 hours. And once again, really appreciate your generosity. All right, and you guys go ahead and have a good night. I'm gonna go ahead and take pictures of all these messages, and then I'm gonna go ahead and forward them over to him so he could read all the messages and that you guys were putting in the chat. All right, really appreciate it. You guys go ahead and have a good night, and we'll see each other tomorrow.